tuwing sinasalubong natin ang araw ng paggawa o Labor Day, dalawang kwento madalas nating nakikita sa social media. Isang binabandera ng mga protesta at isang umaasa na palarin ng tadhana. Mula sa mga kwento sa ibaba, kwento naman ng mga nasa kapangyarihan ang ating tutuklasin ngayong hapon na ito. Gaano nga ba kabigat ang tungkulin ng Human Resources Department sa pangangalaga ng kanilang mga empleyado? Magandang hapon, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. Magandang hapon, Pilipinas. Ako po, si Arnold Herrera at ito, ang Experts Opinion. At para samahan tayo sa makabuluhang talakayan, makakasama natin ang masasabi nating sumakses sa kanyang career bilang isang human resource professional. May higit 3 dekadang experience sa iba't ibang sektor tulad ng manufacturing, sales, healthcare, media at marami pang iba. Pioneer ng HR systems para sa first integrated petrochemical plant in the Philippines. Nagpasimula ng aplikasyon para sa ISO certifications and implementations of total quality management sa St. Luke's Medical Center. Nagsilbing presidente ng People Management Association of the Philippines o PMAP noong 2022. Kakampi ng kababaihan at karapatan ng ordinaryong manggagawa. At kasalukuyang Vice President of Human Resources and Admin Services ng MBC Media Group. Let us all welcome to the program, Miss Ellen Fullido.
Good afternoon, Mr. Herrera, Arnold. Napaka-formal, no? Kasi medyo parang ang sinasabi dito, medyo, saan mo nakuha yung information na yan? Kasi pag sinabi nilang taga-HR, parang dapat seryoso ka kapag kaharap mo yung HR. I would like to define that. No? When I first joined MBC, gusto ko lang ikwento to kasi anecdotal to for me. When I joined MBC, nung nasa Makati pa yung office, hindi ko nasasabihin kung anong taon niya. Coming from a high-tech company, petrochemical, no? First integrated, olefins na siya. Nung recently, it was renamed to olefins. So, syempre, nanibago ko kasi first time kong magjo-join ng media company, ng broadcast. Hindi pa media tawag nun broadcast. So, medyo nakakapanibago coming from a Unipol, Union Carbide licensee from the US. So, medyo high-tech kami doon. Pagdating ko dito, it's very traditional. Yung stature mo as HR, nagulat ako, they fear HR. Yung mga empleyado, parang, behave ka ha, kasi baka may mohan ka ng HR.
Ano pong naramdaman nyo regarding that conception po?
Kasi, parang that's not the kind of image we would like to project as HR professionals. We've always been regarded as the go-to department in any organization. Kasi ikaw yung womb and tomb, the alpha and omega of the employees. All employees start with us. When they leave, they end with us. Ganun siya. And anything in between, we take care of the employees. So, kunyari, ang na-experience ko nun, kunyari may pupuntang employee sa office, magdi-discuss ng concern. So, ang tanong ko, have you discussed this with your boss, yung immediate head? Kasi, ang first line of advice and service should be the immediate head. Oo, either yung supervisor mo, manager mo, department head mo. And to my surprise, ma'am, kasi sabi ng boss ko, i-discuss sa HR. Ha? Kasi parang issues like those, very trivial, can be resolved already within the, internally within the department or the section. So, medyo I saw that there's a lot to be, there's a lot of improvement that needs to be done, carried out. Kasi medyo makaluma yung konsepto ng HR. And HR was viewed as an admin processing department, taga-process ng time records, OT, night differential, payroll, which is not the kind of HR I would like to implement in this organization. Masyado siyang clerical, masyadong transactional. Offense agad. Hindi ba pwedeng may memo, may commendation ka, or meron kang recognition? Ganun yung konsepto.
May negative connotation agad.
Oo, parang matakot ka sa HR. I'd like to dispel all the wrong notions about HR. We're supposed to be a neutral ground. Neutral department, meaning we're the conduit, go between employees and management. If you want to maintain a harmonious relationship within the organization, promote industrial peace, where the organization and the labor unions are working all together in harmony. Kasi ultimately, ang objective mo naman is to really work together to progress, to propel success for the organization. So I don't think there's a secret formula. You have to make sure that whatever pronouncements or directives that you come up with for the employees to, follow, or you have to make sure that there is UNA. There has to be understanding and acceptance. Dapat naiintindihan ng mga tao. Kasi kung nag-issue ka lang ng memo, alam mo ba kung naiintindihan nila yung sinasabi mo sa memo?
Pero how do you do that po? Paano niyo po napapaintindi sa mga tao?
Kasi,
yung totoong halaga ng HR.
Ang key doon is, hindi lang basta ka nag-i-issue ng memo. You have to make an effort to really sit down with people, explain whatever promulgations you have or directives you have. Maybe hindi sa entire community, hindi pa uso nga yung town hall meetings nun eh. You call on the department heads, supervisors, and managers so that it gets cascaded. Because, to me, yung HR as a department is a different function. But the real HR practitioners should be the supervisors and the managers. Because you deal with your own people in the same manner that I will have my own staff to deal with. Diba? So, hindi pwedeng sasabihin mo, sa HR yan eh. Hindi. Because the HR professionals are the managers. Because when you're a manager, you're a leader, you have a group of people that you manage. So when you manage people, that's HR.
Kapag bawat managers, bawat boss,
yes,
they are HR professionals in their own rights.
That's a shared responsibility. Because yung HR as a department, ang role namin is advice and service. Okay? Ikaw ang repository ng lahat ng policies, procedures, clearinghouse when it comes to implementation of policies and procedures, rules and regulations. At ikaw din ang repository ng lahat ng employee records. That's a function. But the actual process of, training, giving advice, disciplining your employees, implementing your plans and controlling measures. The function of training is the function of leading involves training, involves leadership, involves coaching, counseling, etc. So, function yun ng manager, hindi lang ng HR. So when you do that, you're an HR person. Our mandate is to take care of the employees very well so that the employees in return will take care of our clients very well. You've heard about work-life balance. Nung pandemic, yan yung hinahanap. But it's no longer work-life balance. It's work-life integration already. You cannot separate one from the other. You have to know what the employees need in order for them to really keep on, doing the job, love the job, and enjoy the job that they do. Kasi hindi yan yung dapat gawin mo tong trabaho mo. Again, transactional lang siya. People, lagi ko tong sinasabi, when you do your job, you have to enjoy the job.
Speaking of that, how do you ensure po na the employees are satisfied po sa kanilang workplace?
Alam mo, ganito yan eh. Malalaman mo naman kung may dissatisfaction. And there could be a lot of reasons why employees get dissatisfied or
ano
they
po ba
get
yung criteria na tinitingnan niyo po
demoralized.
regarding satisfaction?
Alam mo kasi ang common notion ng mga employees, especially the younger guys, no? The Gen Zs and the millennials, they tend to associate happiness at work with salaries. But let me tell you guys, salaries are supposed to be given to you. You receive your salaries every 15th or 30th because it's a reward for doing the job right. an average worker performing the average job per day. That's a reward. You get merit increases or you get promotion if you exceed the requirements, right? If you exceed the results or the expectations given to you through your KPIs. So, money is never a motivator. Because basically, if you look at the psychology of it all, men are insatiable beings. Pag binigyan kita ng, kunyari, 30 mil ngayon or 25 mil ngayon, what makes you think like, hindi ka manghihingi eventually ng dagdag doon? Especially if you know that you're a very good performer. So, hindi lang siya dapat sa pera nakikita. So, yung common notion, last year, we requested an AI survey, an organizational scan. For MBC, I'm talking about our MMG. It's an AI, there's a chatbot, Rita knows about this, na we would like to confirm if the resignations that we had is really brought about by salary.
What were your findings?
The findings, kasi people are more comfortable responding to online surveys because they remain anonymous, right? So, hindi mo kailangang malaman kung sino yung nag-respond. So, if we are, more than half of the respondents, yung mga employees natin, gave their answers. And what we found out, whatever notion about resignations being salary-based, actually, that survey belied the notion. Of the more than 50%, actually 60% yata yung respondents nun, are in the average tenure of 5 to 10 years. Mga 5 to 10 years. And they said, they remained in the organization because they feel like they are a family to this organization. Yung feeling that they are being taken care of. That survey alone would prove that employees are, working here. They're enjoying their stay. I cannot provide the details, but basically what it says, that survey, that org scan that we did through a third-party chatbot, AI yun, interactive siya. Sumasagot siya sa bawat sagot mo. So it says there that I'm here, I'm happy here, I'm going to continue working here because I just don't feel like I'm an employee or I'm being treated as an employee, but I'm being treated as a family member. Bukod doon, kasi aside from the salary, we would like to make it as competitive as possible. And I would like our employees to see beyond the basic salary because meron tayong PB, we give this and that, aside from the statutory benefits. Ano yun we come up with a lot of activities, engagement, learning events, whether online, whether face-to-face. How does HR leverage on technology in order to carry out the HR programs and
Kasi diba nagamit
interventions?
yung po kanina?
Oo, yun nga, AI
chatbot.
nga yun chatbot nga yun.
Kumbaga yun yung magsisibing yung direction
Yes.
ng HR for the succeeding years.
Yes,
Kung paano
kasi
maging
tingnan mo,
effective sa
lalo na
pagdeliver ng
nung
services.
nag-pandemic, Arnold, kasi we need to continue to stay and make the employees feel that they are connected. Diba? Andyan kami. So we started doing our online meetings. We did our kamustahan. Wala lang. Kumusta na kayo? Anong nangyayari? Ganyan. Without even talking about work because everybody was locked down at that time. Although kami, pumapasok kami noon. Hindi ko nga alam kung nagka-COVID ako noong time na yan. But, so everybody had to be digitally transformed overnight during the pandemic. And one of the ways we saw, not just to stay connected, is yung kamustahan. And then we were doing our learning and development webinars to keep our employees abreast, to make them feel, hey, we're here. We may be
not
physically present. We cannot, touch each other, but we're here.
Sa tingin niyo po ba, nakatulong po yung, sabihin natin na nag-pandemic, napilitan tayo mag-hybrid, mag-online, nakatulong po ba para sa inyo na somehow, sa pilitan tayong nag-develop, kailangan natin mag-adapt sa digital age?
Alam mo, Arnold, noong 2018, the Telecommuting Act was already issued. The implementing rules and regulations came out on March 19. And I was the first person to say, it won't work in MBC. Telecommuting eh. Kasi that Telecommuting Act, which became a law in 2019, is basically to address the traffic situation where employees would spend hours in the road, traveling, commuting. So to give an opportunity for employees to be productive without going through grueling hours of commute time. Hindi ubra yan sa MBC. We need to be here 24/7. For an organization that is into
Yung
public
nature
service,
natin, yes.
yung nature ng business, the industry where we belong, hindi
Broadcast
ubra yan.
media.
Walang ganun. But when the pandemic came in and everybody was supposed to be on lockdown, I was the first to say, we will adopt this. So ano ginawa natin? Gumawa kami ng grid. We give allowances. Because we realized that, okay, we're saving naman here kasi konti lang yung pumapasok. So whatever savings that we have on utilities here, maybe we can farm it out to our employees who need to pay their utility bills at home. Ganun. But you will really have to think out of the box. In my own terms, as an HR professional, you just don't think out of the box. You remove the box. Ano keyword? Trust. You just have to trust your employees. Honesty is the name of the game.
Did it manifest?
Yes, honesty system. Because ang ginawa ko nun, ang ginawa namin sa HR, we developed a simple form. Okay, fill upan nyo yan. It's called KPO.
What is KPO?
Key Performance Output. It's devoid of any complications. It's a single form, online form. You just have to enumerate your daily tasks. What do you do every day? What do you do on a weekly basis? What is your expected output? Yun lang. Kung ikaw manager ka at alam mo kung anong function ng department mo at alam mo kung anong function ng mga employees under you, your direct reports, then you should know what's the output. If there's anything I learned from the chairman himself, no less than Mr. Fred, hanggang ngayon, dala-dala ko yun. Siyempre, when I came to MBC, galing nga ako sa high-tech na company. Sus, dami kong alam. Hindi ko na-implement. Because he always tells me, do not complicate. Simplify. You're an engineer. You know that. You know that. So parang, hindi mo pwedeng ihabang na ang dami mong alam. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it's working, don't change it. Bakit? Tama nga naman siya eh. Bakit kailangan mo ng kung ano-anong uso? Na management tool, application tool.
Kung gumagana naman.
Oo, tsaka if it works well, kasi kung, like, for example, in the advent of digital technology, we embrace technology 10, 15 years ago. We say that for us to move forward, be future-ready, future-proof ourselves, then we have to adopt technology. Fine. Pero kailangan mo bang i-adapt lahat ng technology? Ako, I would always leverage on technology to improve our systems. Kung hindi naman siya value-adding, bakit mo kailangan gamitin, di ba? Kung hindi ko naman sinasabing you live in obsolescence. You have to go along with the waves of change. But
Piliin mo lang.
piliin mo, what is value-adding? What's in it for us?
Aside from announcements na very traditional dati, ay ngayon, meron na tayong
Wala na,
echo na.
may echo ka
may echo na tayo na
tsaka-
AI.
Yes.
Na application. How about grievances? Kumusta naman po ang mga, kapag may issues po dito sa loob ng company sa mga employees, paano po ba ina-address ng HR ang
Alam mo,
mga
for
malapit na
somebody
employees?
like me, no, came from labor-intensive organizations. Again, no, most of the companies I came from before MBC or MMG are unionized. So, pag sinabi mong grievance, may union. But just to siguro ang analogous term for grievance is may concern. No, we call it concern, may issues and concerns. Ang ginagawa natin pag may mga issues and concerns, usually these are taken muna initially at the level of the department heads. And then kung medyo may violation, nire-report yan sa HR, ina-address. So the rule here is before an employee is penalized or based on our code of discipline, we really have to afford the employee, the erring employees, the opportunity to be heard. So meaning may due process. Even criminals are given a day in court. So bakit hindi yung employee? So kailangan hanggat hindi pa napapatunayan, alleged pa lang yan. So
may defense
laging
din sila.
Oo, kailangan bigyan mo ng pagkakataon ang empleyado na makapagpaliwanag, to be given an opportunity to be heard, to explain his or her side. Usually, we require it in writing para documented. Kasi ako din, document what you do what you document. Kasi yun yung proof mo, di ba? So, ganun, pinapakinggan natin. Hindi pa pwedeng, alam nyo, sinasabi nga, hindi natin pwedeng i-judge kagad yung employee, lalo na kung may alleged offense na nakomit yung employee. Instead, we have to look at the other side of the story. So, in that story, there are two sides, maybe even three. Kaya nga may mga witnesses pa di ba? So, kailangan, bago tayo bibigay ng sanction or nag-impose ng penalty, it has to be really a balance of the accusation, the alleged offense, and the defense of the employees. I want to be known as the most creative HR group this company ever had. Again, you think out of the box. You remove the box. What would take for the employees? Then you go back to technology. Let's do a survey. Ano yung gusto nilang sports? Ano yung gusto nilang activities?
So that's part of your employee retention.
Yes, ang retention kasi, medyo marami kasing pwedeng retention. Again, hindi lang siya dapat associated with the salaries. But of course, part of the job of HR is to take a look also as how you fare in the industry. So we do our own surveys, we participate in our surveys, in wage and salary and benefit survey. We also have to benchmark within the industry yung sinasabi na, 'di ba? There was great resignation during the pandemic. Mm-hmm. True. We lost 7 people in a span of like 3 weeks during the pandemic.
Kapag po ba ganun na may mass resignation or great resignation, nababother po ba ang HR?
Alam mo, ano yan yung mindset ko kasi, alam mo, part yan ng role mo, not just as an HR person, but as a manager, to really train people that there will be an exodus every now and then, that people will come and go. Okay. Not everybody would stay. For a whole slew of reasons, di ba? Maraming rason bakit nagsistay, maraming reason bakit umaalis. So for whatever reason it might be, alam mo, hindi Siyempre, itong mga taong to, you just have to understand, why do they leave? Why did they leave?
Just to maybe wrap up our interview, as an HR professional, what do you think is the biggest challenge na kinakaharap natin ng HR industry as of the moment?
Alam
dito
mo,
sa Pilipinas and maybe in the MBC Media Group?
Alam mo, even more than a year ago, I was in a conference in the US, and yung resignation, attrition, if you call that, of employees, hindi yan unique sa atin. That attrition among the Gen Zs is not happening only in MBC or in the Philippines. It's happening elsewhere.
Universal.
There's this talent war in talent. So, pinapirate yung mga tao. But to us, ako, ang mindset ko doon, Well, that's life.
People come and go.
Oh, people come and go. We cannot give what we don't have. Leadership is not just about possession. It's about service. To me, when you aspire for a higher position, it's not just about fame and power and good fortune. It's all about service. You serve your people. That's why I always tell them, hindi ako nag-spoon feed. Sasabihin ko lang kung ano yung direction.
I'll let you do the work.
Yes. I will not, peep behind your back. Pero pag singilan na, ano ba kailangan i-submit sa akin, di ba? Parang you cannot just, teach people step by step. You just have to empower them for them to learn and grow. Because if you don't, ang tanong doon, paano kapag nagkamali? O ano ngayon?
It's part of the process.
Yes, it's part of the process. Everybody commits mistakes. There is no perfect person. There is no perfect system. The thing there is you have to teach them that when you commit mistakes, you have to learn from the mistakes. If you do that again, there's something wrong with us. Right? So kung di ka natututo, yun lang. May problema tayo doon. But committing mistakes is part of the whole process, as you said. No? But
Learning experience.
yes, you have to learn how to. It doesn't matter. You don't count the number of times you succeed, but the number of times you got up and improved to become a better and bolder person that you are expected to be.
Such an empowering message mula sa ating Vice President for Human
I hope I made
Resources
sense.
and Admin Services from MBC Media Group. Maraming salamat po, Ms. Ellen,
Our pleasure,
for
my
granting us
pleasure.
this interview. And again, maraming salamat. Sa ang panig man ng mundo, may kanya-kanyang pagsubok ang pagiging isang manggagawa. Pero iba rin ang hamon na iniatang para sa mga Human Resources Department na siyang nangangalaga sa kanilang kapakanan. Sa gitna nito, isa lang ang malinaw. Hangad nating mapakinggan ng ating mga tinig. Isang pagbati at pagbibigay pugay sa ating mga manggagawang Pilipino. Muli ako po si Arnold Herrera at ito ang Experts Opinion.